Hey YouTube. So this is my 2006 Evo 9. Right now I'm going to do my first video, and that is an exhaust leak coming from my O2 housing down here. There's a bolt that's back there that came out. You probably can't see it from here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to take off the downpipe, take off the O2 housing. There's a tight fit with the Tomei, and I will pull that out and show you what I mean. But welcome to my first video, and I'll do a little bit more of a rundown on this car, about what it is, what I've done to it, and my journey. So first thing I'm going to do is jack up the car and put it on some jack stands. So while I got the car in the air, I noticed some clunking while driving. Just want to do a quick check of my wheel here and see if I can hear some noise. So I'm going to do that real quick while I have it jacked up. Yep. So there is some movement. So that will be another video on working on that. In the meantime, I'm going to continue with the downpipe, and we'll address this in a later video. So now that I got this side set up too, I'm going to check this wheel just because might as well inspect it. I'm going to keep the jack under there. That way, if the jack stand fails, hopefully I won't die. So let's check this out and see what happens. I think that's just steering wheel play. So no up and down movement here, and this feels like it's just steering wheel play. So I think that side is good. So now that I have the car all jacked up, I'm going to start breaking loose first the downpipe underneath, and then coming back up, breaking loose the Tomei O2 housing and pulling that down separately. That way I can fit the bolt in from the back and make it an easy install, hopefully. So my downpipe is a Tomei downpipe. I wrapped it. When I bought it used off of somebody off of Facebook. So it didn't come with the hardware, so I put these Allen bolts in, and obviously you can see that they're not the best, but they do the job. So I'm gonna get those off. Then as we move back, we have one more bolt and nut there, and another bolt and nut right up here. So we'll get that removed and dropped, and then we will work on the O2 housing after that. Alright, now that I got the downpipe removed, there's normally two bolts that are for the turbo bracket, which one you see here, and one I'm missing. So I'm going to remove that bracket, and I'll also have to go up top and get to that O2 sensor right there and remove that as well, and then also remove all the nuts. I got a JDC stud kit for my O2 housing, but the only one that wouldn't work is the one that's back here. It was a tight fit, and I thought I had a bolt in there, but it's missing now, and that's what's causing my exhaust leak. So I'm going to fix that and get rid of that exhaust leak I have. So let me start unbolting everything, and then I'll show you where the one missing bolt is. So to make the removal of the O2 sensor easier, I'm going to take off the valve cover, spark plug cover, disconnect the sensor from there. That way I can run a wrench through there. Unfortunately, the spark plug cover that's or the spark plug tool, the space is just not enough space to actually get that in there and wrench it off. So I'm going to try to just do the sensor harness, remove it, and slip it through a 5/16 wrench on the close end and wrench that off. I'm going to do it while it's still connected to the O2 housing, connected to the turbo, because it will be a little bit easier instead of trying to brace the O2 housing while off of the car and then trying to break that loose. So let me do that and I'll catch you in a sec again. So what I ended up having to do was I had this O2 sensor remover tool. This ended up working a lot better. I tried the wrench. Unfortunately, this wouldn't fit through the close end, so that didn't work out to plan. So I ended up remembering I had this in my toolbox. So I tried this route and it worked out perfect. This is kind of pretty clean, so it is a newer O2 sensor, but yeah, so that worked out better for me on removing this while it was still bolted in. So now to remove the JDC nut kit on this. So I got the bracket removed. I did notice that you can see that nut was already loose. It's hard to see, but that nut right there was already loose, and the other bolt that is, let's see if I can get some light. So there it is. So that bolt was missing. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to insert this one right here. This was off of the exhaust. So I'm going to put some anti-seize on it and run that in, and hopefully that will remove my exhaust leak. And I will button it all back up and start it up and see what happens. Also, I will try to do a better job of tightening that one in. Again, so this is what I was talking about for the Tomei. Not a lot of space back there. You can kind of see that it's just really tight between the O2 housing and where the bolt is. So just trying to squeeze a wrench or anything in there is pretty difficult. Not my favorite thing to do, but I'll try to get that nice and tight again, and hopefully that doesn't back out. Luckily, if it does back out, it's going to hit the O2 housing before anything happens, so we'll see what happens. Alright, I got everything buttoned back up, everything nice and tight. We got the downpipe installed again, so everything's all put back together. Now let's try to see if I can get a start and see how it sounds. Alright, so fixed the exhaust leak, so that was what I intended for this video again. So Tomei has that bolt in the back that backed out on me. I did have the JDC stud kit. I did install it a long time ago, so I can't remember what I did there or why it's missing. So I'll probably see if I can get another stud and nut for that and tighten that back up. Other than that, that's it. That's completed. We got the exhaust leak fixed. Everything's all nice and buttoned up. I'll put back the spark plug cover, and maybe on the next episode, if I get some traction on this, I'll come back. And if you guys want to know a little bit more about my Evo, again, 2006 Evo 9, it was an MR, meaning it was a 6-speed, but I swapped it out to a 5-speed, and started making a video on that a while back, but ended up not recording everything, so I trashed that video. Otherwise, I will come back to the next episode and see if we just have a loose axle nut or if it's a wheel bearing on this. The way that it's shaking makes me think it's the wheel bearing, and not excited about that. But if you guys are more interested, want to follow me on my journey, like, comment, subscribe, and I will go into more detail, and you'll see me build the Evo on the channel. Thanks.